breakfast, one of his favorite spots. So we are on our way, enjoying some oldies. Wave hi, Zaire. Can you see his hand back there? Let me see your hand, Zaire. This way. Hi. I won't show his face just yet until he's a little bit older. We gotta protect the children. But we'll let y'all see what we're gonna get at Denny's. We're going to get our food on. So I hope you guys are having a good day so far. We are in Houston. It's another beautiful day outside, and we'll be seeing you. Are headed to his favorite breakfast spot, Denny's. They do have good food. Tell me if you guys prefer Denny's over IHOP. Oh my gosh, Zaire, there he is. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Let the window down.
I am freaking out just looking at this dog. Hi, doggy. I am freaking out just looking at. Oh my goodness. See that? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so glad I'm in the car. There is no, but we are getting closer to Denny's. I'm gonna turn this off because I'm sure you probably don't want to see red lights and stop signs our whole trip here. Here we go. We have arrived. That's Mr. Zaire. He's beat me to the door. His little belly was growling the whole time in the car. Obviously, y'all, we are going back to the car. We're leaving Denny's because it's packed in there. Zaire and I, we came to a different place for breakfast because Denny's was so crowded. We're at the Houston's famous Cadillac Bar. You can see that sign there. This is a very popular Mexican restaurant in the city. We're going this way, Zaire. And they have awesome brunches. So
Over here for what? For hot sauce?
Oh yeah. Trabajan bien French toast, French toast.
Zaire and I are just leaving Cadillac Bar. We just fed our faces. He's in the back of the car, almost passed out because his little belly's so full. And we're on our way to the Walmart. I am on Katy Freeway Service Road. Katy Freeway Route 10 or Interstate 10 is another big interstate here, and it was one of our major interstates that flooded during Hurricane Harvey. I mean, it was really underwater, and that's quite an expansive freeway. It has about 10 lanes, I want to say, 5 on each side. And we're now at the Walmart, going to get Zaire a new basketball because Curly has baptized that basketball 50 million times because it stays in the backyard on the ground somewhere out there. And Curly just has a field day just peeing all over the basketball. I think he missed Zaire so much during the day. That's his way of keeping in close contact with his buddy. But at any rate, we'll catch y'all later. Oldies, yes!
Oh,
Love it, Zaire!
I know a place
So, obviously at another dinner spot, obviously another seafood spot. This is what I had a taste for dinner because I'm a seafood fanatic. I am at Houston's famous Pappadeaux restaurant. If you are not familiar with Pappadeaux, if you don't live in Houston, this is one of the restaurants that for the most part I've heard, and it's happened to me. If you've new to Houston or you're just arriving here, this is one of the places that you will be taken to. Pappadeaux Seafood Restaurant. They have quite a few of these franchise restaurants in Houston. I think they have them in other southern states. I think there was one in San Antonio when I went to visit my best friend there. But Pappadeaux is a very, very popular seafood restaurant here, and the food is just fantastic. People frequent here a lot. They have a lot of events, occasions. You could reserve a spot here for just a lot of different things. Their menu is very, very large. I typically get my favorite few items, and I'm going to show you what I got to go from my restaurant. And if you ever decide to pay us a visit down here in Houston, more than likely you will be taken to Pappadeaux Seafood. I don't know the history behind it. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a research and maybe add it to this video later in terms of how long they've been here. There's a lot of Papa's type restaurants here. There's a Papa's Kitchen, there's a Papa's Barbecue, and they may be family owned. I would assume so. Like, again, I'm not a Houstonian. I'm figuring this stuff out myself, but I'm sure there's some type of relationship with all the Papas, and I'm gonna pop that on the video if I can find it. Hello, y'all. It's Lady D of Houston. Do y'all see what I'm working with yet again? It's the seafood madness. I can't seem to get it out of my soul. It's so good. I don't know if it's because I was born and raised in a seafood atmosphere over there on the East Coast, or is it a part of my DNA? I'm really curious now. You know what? Now that I think about that, it could possibly be in the bloodline. So I'm so curious, like I said before, to figure out Cameroon and this culture, since that's where I'm from. And as you can see, I completely forgot when I found out before that I was made in Cameroon that I ordered these t-shirts. So I was rocking my culture way back when, but I forgot I had them. And look what I'm wearing. I have to show y'all my t-shirt. It says Cameroon. So when I do the research that I said I was going to do and that I'm so anxious to do, I can't wait to share all about that place. And like I said, I can't wait to visit. But about me and Zaire's breakfast adventure this morning, I ain't gonna keep y'all long tonight because I'm really, really hungry and it's hard for me to talk and eat. And I think it's kind of rude to eat and try to talk and crack and smack and drink and all that stuff. But at any rate, our breakfast adventure. So we go to Denny's, as you guys can see, it was packed. We turned around because I was hungry. So the next best place, other than Denny's, because Denny's is usually in and out for us. We go to Denny's a lot on the weekends because he loves his pancakes. And it's usually quick. We get there a little earlier. But this morning, we were running a little late. So we went to where I knew was a sure shot for breakfast. So that's going to be walk in. It's brunch. We go to the Cadillac Bar, which is a really, really, really nice place here in Houston. I found out about it maybe a year or so ago, and it's a very popular brunch, Sunday brunch spot because they have food galore. So we go there, and on my drive there, I thought it opened at 10, but something told me to just pull over to the side. I pulled over in this gas station to pull it up on Yelp because we were quite a little distance, and I didn't want to get all the way over there, and they weren't open. So we pulled it up, and it said 11 on Yelp. It said 11 o'clock. Oh, okay. I said, wow, they changed their hours. I thought brunch was earlier than that at 10. And something told me to just go. And so I just decided, Zaire was so hungry. I said, well, I don't want to get there, and they're not open. And of course, if the door's locked, he's going to have a fit. So I said, we'll just hang out in the parking lot here and
get a little snack and we'll just wait. So we had about maybe 40 minutes to wait. So we got a snack. I said, we won't go right at 11. We'll wait for them to open the doors. The first few people go in there. I didn't want to seem that desperate and hungry, although I was. So we get there at 11:10, 11:15. The place is packed. Really? I said, I thought they didn't open until 11 o'clock. Yelp. So I didn't realize they had a different brunch schedule. That could have been on Yelp. I don't know. So I asked the lady, I said, what time do you guys open on Sundays for brunch? She says 10. I said, 10? I'm thinking we could have been here. And I said, okay, it was packed. She goes, do you have a reservation? I went, oh no, we need a reservation. I said, we don't have a reservation. Oh, we're hungry. She says, okay, is it just two of you guys? I said, it's just the two of us. She says, it shouldn't be long. So granted, I mean, we had to wait. It was just standing room only there. And we waited maybe 15 minutes or so. So I think she heard my plea and she saw me over there about to pass out, leaning against the wall. So we got in there. The food is really, really, really good. They have a little bit of everything. They have breakfast, they have like lunch, and of course dinner stuff, and the bar and the omelet station. They have some of everything, carving station. But like I was saying earlier, it's a little different for me now. Usually when I go there, I can eat up a storm like 2, 3, 4 times at the buffet. This was different. They didn't have as much seafood as they normally do. So I don't know what happened with that. Usually they have shrimp and they will have some kind of baked fish or like a clam or oysters or something like that fried on the bar, but they didn't have that. So my pickings were, because I'm a seafood, of course, fanatic. So I had to eat what was there. And like I said, after I took a lot of the meat out of my diet, you know, months and months and months ago, and I did slowly incorporate, in addition to the seafood, some chicken, I still have yet to eat a lot of things like pork, and I haven't had beef in so long anyway. Just different kinds of pork and eggs and cheeses and stuff like that. So that was challenging. I couldn't believe it for me today at that buffet because cheese makes me nauseous, and it's a Mexican style buffet, and a lot of things were smothered in cheese, and I couldn't eat it. And I tried to scrape it off, but I still tasted. And then they didn't have my shrimp, like I said. They did have fried chicken, but a lot of fried foods, again, when I eat it, I can initially start to eat it and then I start to taste the grease. So like, that's why I said I air fry a lot of stuff. So that was a little different. And my saving grace is pasta and potatoes and vegetables and fruit. So that's pretty much what I had, but that's not to say that they didn't have good food. It's just that my taste buds changed a little bit. And so I wasn't as thrilled as I used to be, just being able to indulge in the whole entire buffet. But at any rate, I had a good time. We had a nice breakfast. Zaire had a really good breakfast, and it's a really nice place to visit. If you live in Houston and you've never gone to the Cadillac Bar off of 10 before, give it a shot, especially on brunch. But get there when they open, because they really do crowd up. We left probably around maybe 12:30-ish, somewhere around there, and that's when it started to thin out, so it wasn't crowded at all. So if you go on a Sunday, try to get there closer to noontime, because folks are standing in line when they open. And if you ever come to Houston to visit family member or a friend or whatever, check out the Cadillac Bar. So our next stop, of course, I always have to have my seafood. I think I eat seafood every weekend religiously, I think. If I really write it down and look at the schedule, I probably do. Another place in Houston. And if you're a Houstonian, then this is not new to you at all. You've been there, done that, all this stuff. And this isn't my first time discovering these restaurants, but I wanted to share it with other people who may live here and who have not indulged in it yet, or who may be watching this from far, far, far away and plan on visiting Houston one day, or just kind of want to get to know what we like down here and what's kind of famous, and some of the things that we typically indulge in down here. That's all. This is seafood from Pappadeaux. Although I do have a few leftovers from yesterday from the Swamp City, Pappadeaux is, I didn't realize how famous this restaurant was until I got down here. and everybody keeps going or kept going there over and over and over again. And like I said early in the tape, if you're new to Houston or if you're a guest in Houston, trust and believe somebody will be taking you to Pappadeaux soon enough. For a special occasion, for a celebration. It's kind of like the spot to go to. The prices they're really, really good. They're, you know, not very, very expensive, and they're not on the really low, cheap side either. So they're I guess they could be in your comfort zone. But so it's a really nice family atmosphere restaurant. The service has always been just immaculate when I've gone, and the food is just so good. And I couldn't understand, and I may have been told before, I just didn't remember, if all of the Papas, because it seems like there's a Papa's restaurant, some type of Papa's restaurant on every corner down here in Houston. And I'm like, are they related or what? Someone may have told me they were. I don't remember. But come to find out, they are. Like I said, I was going to pull it up when I got home and do a little bit of research. And I did. And I Googled the same information that you could. So I'm not even going to read you. I've just pulled up a little history of Papas I have here. I'm not going to read you all this stuff because that would insult your intelligence. You can Google the same thing I did. Pappadeaux history. And it is a family-owned restaurant. And it looks like it was started, I'm going to read this a wee bit of a note. 1976. This place started in 1976 by a grandpa named H.D. Pappas. And of course his sons and his grandsons carried out the legacy. And they just started to open up these Pappas franchises. So all of the Pappas here are related. And the Pappas that are here that I'm speaking of is, there's a Pappadeaux seafood restaurant that I'm eating from today. And it's more, because there's a Pappas seafood, Pappadeaux, and then there's a Pappas seafood. There's a Pappadeaux and a Pappas seafood kitchen. And I couldn't understand, well, what's the difference between the two? Because when you look at the menu online, they have a lot of the same stuff. But when I Googled the difference between the Pappadeaux and the Pappas seafood kitchen, what it said was the Pappadeaux was the initial Pappas franchise restaurant, the largest one too. And it's more Cajun inspired from the French culture way back when, hence the name dough at the end, I guess. So it's more of a Cajun infused type of Creole type of restaurant. Whereas the Pappas Seafood Kitchen is just American seafood. They don't have, but they're both really good. I'm just looking at my notes. And then there's a Pappasitos, the one that I scanned and showed you that was off to the side. They're usually always next door, Pappadeaux and Pappasitos Cantina. That's the Mexican Tex-Mex. They're usually side by side. And that's the Mexican infused, and I've eaten there, and they have some really good food. So a lot of their seafood is incorporated in Mexican dishes, like the enchiladas. There's a seafood enchilada. There's seafood burritos, and those. So a lot of Mexican-inspired seafood type stuff. And then they have a Pappa's Brother Steakhouse. So there's a Pappa's Steakhouse. Then there's a Pappa's Burgers. Then there's a Pappa's Barbecue. Y'all have to pull up Pappa's Barbecue online. That food is so good. They have baked potatoes that are the size of kids' heads. They're huge and they're so good. So I love Pappa. Obviously, I've been eating out a lot because everything I mentioned, I say I love it because I've eaten it before. Pappa's, what was that one? Barbecue. But at any rate, they're all over the place. And I thought they were only based here in Houston and the southern states, but in my research, I see that they're also, this is their home base though. I guess that's why they're everywhere here. And they're in New Mexico, Ohio, Georgia, Illinois, Arizona, and Colorado. So I don't know why I'm going on and on about Pappadeaux, but like I said, I wanted to share what's going on down here in Houston and not just to say, hey, this is Pappadeaux, me eat, and that's it. I just kind of wanted to give you a little background, I guess, about what we experienced down here. But back to the food that I'm going to indulge in and cut this thing off in a minute, because when I eat this food, y'all don't even want to see how crazy I'm going to look. What I have here from Pappadeaux and what I love from there is they're fried. I have fried catfish. It's so good. A lot of catfish are sometimes seasoned too salty, or sometimes it's so bland you don't even taste any seasoning on it. This one is like right in the middle, so it's really, really good. Then I have their fried shrimp, which is really good. Oh my goodness. I didn't think that I would like any other place crab cakes, but I do. I love Maryland, of course, crab cakes. You can't beat Maryland Chesapeake Bay crab cakes because they don't have a lot of fillers in them. You know, a lot of crab cakes you can get have a lot of fillers. Maryland does not. This one does not. There's nothing but flaky meat in this crab cake. Look how thick it is. It's so thick and it fell apart. Succulent and oh my God. It's so good. It does not have a lot of fillers in it. It's crazy. It's so good. And of course, me and this dude right here, we're best friends. This is lobster. So good. I have leftover from Swamp City. I had some more crawfish. Zaire tried to take them all, but I saved me some. Have some more leftover shrimp and crab legs from them last night. And broccolini. I like Pappadeaux. I think they're the only restaurant I've been to down here that has not the broccoli, but the broccolini. I think it's, I don't know if it's a cross between broccoli and asparagus because it kind of has that flavor to it. Or is it a hybrid broccoli that they just made up something and created and grew? I don't know. But it's really good. Let me stop eating with my hands. I do have manners, y'all. You're probably wondering why I put my food on a big old platter. Trust me, it's not just for the video. I told you I'm usually eating till way later. And when I eat, I'm hungry. As opposed to me going back, filling up a little plate, 2, 3, 4 times. I just put it all on the platter because I know I'm gonna eat it. This salad is my favorite salad known to man. You know, you can make a salad until the cows come home. Sometimes your salad just, and you can put everything in it, the same components, the same ingredients. Your salad just does not taste like the salad that you buy for some reason. It's the same stuff. But this salad is called a seafood Cobb salad. And it's from Pappadeaux. And it's got like the eggs and tomatoes, lump crab meat in it. Shrimp, succulent shrimp, not those little baby shrimp. You can taste the shrimp on that. It's got some blue cheese and celery, cucumbers and bacon. Now, I'll probably take the bacon off. I usually mix it all together and I can eat this stuff in the cheese. Now, for some reason, cheese, again, makes me nauseous. And bacon is a little greasy. The pork, my palate hasn't gotten used to again, so I'll probably take those 2 off. But I will be indulging and probably eating most of this food. But I wanted to tell y'all, this was Mother's Day this month. And for some reason, I keep thinking about motherhood, parents, moms and dads, but for this month, I guess in particular, moms, especially when I mentioned that song the other day, No Charge, and I've been listening to it when I mentioned it, that was my favorite song by Shirley Caesar. I've been listening to it over and over and over again, and it always has the same impact for me, and I won't go into details because it may mean something different for you. But I like it. I like the relationship that is displayed in the song between mom and child, and just expectations that children have of parents or mothers in particular, and and not understanding a lot of the sacrifices that moms make and a lot of the things that we do behind the scene that kids really just don't see. And mothers are, being a parent myself, and I'm sure I haven't been a parent as long as a lot of people out there have, but the impact that this child has made in my life has been phenomenal. It's been very significant, and it makes you have a different outlook on things. It makes you have a different level of responsibility, and the parents out there know exactly what I'm talking about, and the non-parents out there, if you become parents, you'll see, and I'm sure you're around other parents, so you probably see how protective they are. And I didn't realize until I became a mom that mothers are crazy. Mothers are crazy, and I mean crazy in a good way. I mean, when I say crazy, I'm talking about a fierceness kind of crazy, in that there's a protective spirit and there's a protective mechanism that comes over a mother when it comes to a child that no one will ever understand. That's why I say mamas are crazy. Even for me, I didn't realize that I don't care what you're saying do to me. I don't care how you treat me. I don't care whatever it is about me. I'm going to be good. But the sooner you say it to that little boy, I might be crazy when it comes to him and say, discipline him and scream until the cows come home, until you do something. Nobody else can do that. You know what I mean? Of course, unless it's a family member or close friend, and I accept what they're saying and I appreciate it, and I know they're doing it with the kindness of intentions. But mothers are crazy. And after you've raised that child, I haven't raised mine yet, but after you've raised that child, I never understood being an adult child or parent. You still have that, they still have that protective spirit, and they still have that, there's a connection, that umbilical cord is never cut. I don't care how old you are, your mother or your father or your parent is always still gonna have that responsibility kind of spirit, that accountability kind of spirit when it comes to you, which is the weirdest thing, because you're an adult now, you can take care of yourself. Parenthood, what I'm trying to say, is never over. It never ends, I guess, and I didn't realize that. And I heard this song, me and my songs. So of course, I'm gonna have to come to you guys with the song that's for this month, for some reason, that's been in my spirit, about parents, and about their struggle, and about now that once your child is older, just breathe a sigh of relief and just pray that they stay safe. For some reason, I'm on this parent rampage this month. Y'all, I don't know. But at any rate, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what kind of topic is going to pop in my brain to discuss or talk about. I don't know what kind of food I'm going to indulge in. But again, what I do know is I want to see you back again. Come back, or I will find you. Don't